Coffee Break Spanish, program 55.
Buenos dias, how you do? We got something for you. A bit of Spanish you can try. It's not hard, now don't you cry. Más cerveza, por favor. Un cafecito, I want more. No haggis here, I hope that's fine. Just a bit of Espanol online. Espanol, you're in control. Just be resilient. One in Spanish is dead brilliant. Just be prepared. Mark and Kara will take you there. Now you're on a roll. Coffee Break Español.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Buenas tardes.
Yo soy Mark, tu profesor de español.
Y yo soy Cara. I'm learning Spanish with you.
Bueno, Cara, ¿qué tal estás esta tarde?
Muy bien, Mark. Gracias. ¿Y tú?
Pues estoy bastante bien, pero estoy muy cansado. Tengo mucho trabajo en este momento.
Yo también. I've got so much to do for uni.
So let's get on with tonight's show.
What are we going to be looking at tonight, Mark?
Don't you remember? You told us last week about Antonio.
Oh, yeah. I'd forgotten about that.
So we're going to be really nosy and ask you how you spent Valentine's Day with Antonio last week.
Is this really necessary?
Well, if we want to learn some irregular verbs in the preterite, then I'm afraid so.
Suppose we better get started then, eh?
Sí, ¿estás lista, Cara?
Sí, Mark. Estoy lista para aprender español con Coffee Break Spanish.
Coffee Break Español.
So we're going to begin tonight with the question, Cara. ¿Qué hiciste?
¿Qué hiciste?
Now, hiciste or hiciste in Latin American Spanish comes from the verb hacer or hacer.
Hacer.
Can you remember what hacer means?
To do.
To do. So, ¿qué hiciste?
What did you do?
Exactly. ¿Qué hiciste? Or, of course, in Latin America, ¿qué hiciste?
¿Qué hiciste?
Now, hiciste comes from the verb hacer, meaning to do. And hacer is an irregular verb. We already came across the irregularities of the present tense. Hago, haces, hace, hacemos, hacéis, hacen. And it's now time to look at the preterite tense of hacer. Now, given that there's lots of CEs and CIs in the spelling of this verb, particularly in the preterite tense, we're going to look at the Spain pronunciation first of all, and then I'll conjugate the whole thing in Latin American Spanish pronunciation too. So, to begin with, let's look at I did. And that is hice.
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 Now, we've already come across hiciste.
Hiciste.
You did. Hiciste.
Hiciste.
Or did you do in a question form. So I did, hice. You did, hiciste.
Hice. Hiciste.
And he, she, or it did is hizo.
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 And that's spelled H-I-Z-O. Hizo.
Hizo.
Now, the we form is hicimos.
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 The you plural in Spain form is hicisteis.
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 And the they form is hicieron.
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 So that's the they did. We did. You all did. They did. Hicimos. Hicisteis. Hicieron.
Hicimos. Hicisteis. Hicieron.
Hicimos, hicisteis, hicieron. Muy bien. Let's go through the whole verb from the beginning. So this is I did, you did, he, she, or it did, we did, you plural did, and they did. Hice, hiciste, hizo.
Hice. Hiciste. Hizo.
Hicimos, hicisteis, hicieron.
Hicimos. Hicisteis. Hicieron.
Muy bien. Let's do the whole verb together in a one-er. Hice, hiciste, hizo. Hicimos, hicisteis, hicieron.
Hice, hiciste, hizo, hicimos, hicisteis, hicieron.
Muy bien. Let's try it now with Latin American pronunciation. So that would be hice, hiciste, hizo.
Hice, hiciste, hizo.
Hicimos, hicisteis, hicieron.
Hicimos, hicisteis, hicieron.
Muy bien. Okay, Cara, I'm going to ask you, ¿qué hiciste con Antonio? What would that mean?
Oh, what did you do with Antonio?
Exacto. So, ¿qué hiciste con Antonio? What kind of answers might you give? They might not involve doing, they might involve other things.
I went to the cinema.
Okay.
So I went al cine.
Al cine, you've got that bit right. Al cine, to the cinema. I went. Now that's probably just a little bit tricky because we've got to think about which verb I went comes from. I went in English is the past tense of which verb?
The verb to go.
Exactly. To go. I go, you go, I will go, I have gone. But I went is extremely irregular in English. In Spanish, it's a little bit irregular too, because in the present tense, how would you say I go to the cinema?
Voy al cine.
Voy al cine. And when you come into the past, into the preterite tense in this situation, you say fui.
Fui.
Fui al cine.
Fui al cine.
Or if you want to say we went to the cinema, you would say fuimos al cine.
Fuimos al cine.
You recognise the mos ending there?
I do.
Yeah. So there's even patterns within the irregularity. That's the good thing about verbs. Fui al cine.
Fui al cine.
Cara, I'm going to put you on the spot here. How do you think you would say you went to the cinema, or did you go to the cinema? Not fui, but
Fuiste.
fuiste. Exactly right, because you take the fui part of I went, that's ir in the preterite tense, and you add on that iste ending, which we've come to know as part of the preterite tense for the tu person. So fui, fuiste, and I'm not going to ask you to guess the next one because it's completely irregular. It's fue.
Fue.
Fui, fuiste, fue.
Fui, fuiste, fue.
Okay, so I went, fui.
Fui,
You went,
fuiste,
he, she, or it went.
fue.
Muy bien. Now, we went, we've already covered.
Fuimos.
Fuimos. What would the you plural be?
Fuisteis.
Fuisteis. Muy bien. And we'll pluralize, if you like, the fue and make it fueron.
Fueron.
So we have fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fuisteis, fueron.
Fui, fuiste, fue. Fuimos, fuisteis, fueron.
Muy bien. Fuisteis. Watch the stress there. Fuisteis.
Fuisteis.
Yeah. Fueron.
Fueron.
Fui, fuiste, fue. Fuimos, fuisteis, fueron.
Fui, fuiste, fue. Fuimos, fuisteis, fueron.
Okay. Do you remember hacer?
Yeah?
Okay. Try hacer.
Hice, hiciste, hizo, hicimos, hicisteis, hicieron.
Muy bien. Hice, hiciste, hizo, hicimos, hicisteis, hicieron. Perfecto. So we've now had hacer, to do, and ir in the preterite tense. So, Cara, I can ask you now, ¿qué hiciste?
Fui al cine.
And did you go anywhere else?
Y fuimos al restaurante.
Okay. Y fuimos, y después, por ejemplo, después fuimos al restaurante. Now, al restaurante means that you're being specific about the restaurant. We went to the restaurant, as if there's a restaurant you always go to. How would you say I went, or we went rather, to a restaurant?
Fuimos a un restaurante.
Muy bien. Ok, so fuimos al cine y después fuimos a un restaurante. Ok?
Sí.
So, Cara, you asked me this time what I did with my wife for Valentine's Day.
¿Qué hiciste con tu esposa?
Bueno, no hicimos mucho porque mi esposa estaba enferma.
Oh.
So estaba, we'll not go into what tense that is because it's not the predicate, but we're not going to go into the tense just now. Estaba, she was, enferma,
Ill.
ill. Yeah, no hicimos mucho. We didn't do much porque ella estaba enferma because she was ill. Pero, vimos una película en la televisión.
But you watched a film on the television?
Exactly. Vimos comes from ver, okay? And you've worked that out really well there because you probably recognised either that sounded a little bit like ver and you know the preterite endings, or
You watch a film.
yeah, you recognised película and televisión. But the important thing is you worked it out. And that's the important thing when you're learning a language, that you can try and pick out the bits that you do understand and construct something around that. Doesn't always work though. That's just what you've got to remember. So, no hicimos mucho porque mi mujer, mi esposa, estaba enferma. And just to point out, Cara used the word esposa. In Spain, you can say mujer. It just doesn't sound my woman was ill. It sounds terrible if you say that in English. But esposa and mujer are both used in Spain, and that's both perfectly acceptable. Mi esposa estaba enferma. She was ill. Así que, that's a nice phrase. So, vimos una película en la televisión. We saw a film on television. So, let's go through ver, to see. Ver. I saw is be.
Like a zzz.
As well, since she's in love. Okay. So, be, I saw. You saw, any guesses?
Viste?
Viste. Okay, so we've got bees and now we've got beasties. Be, viste.
Viste.
And then he, she, or it saw, or indeed you saw, using the usted form, of course. Vio.
Vio.
And that's V-I-O. Vio.
Vio.
Vi, viste, vio.
Viste, vio.
We saw.
Vimos?
Muy bien. You all saw.
Visteis?
Perfecto. They saw.
¿Vieron?
Perfecto. Muy bien. So, vieron for they saw, or indeed, you, plural, polite, using the ustedes form. Vieron.
Vieron.
Vi, viste, vio. Vimos, visteis, vieron.
Viste, vio. Vimos, visteis, vieron.
Now, just while we're talking about ver, I'm going to also mention dar. Dar means, can you remember what dar means, Cara?
I remember the phrase dar una vuelta or dar una fiesta.
Yep. Dar, in those situations, dar una vuelta is to go for a walk, dar una fiesta is to throw a party, but the word dar on its own means to give. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, dar, to give. Now, listen to how this is formed in the preterite. It's di, diste, dio, dimos, disteis, dieron.
Sounds familiar.
It does indeed. It's exactly the same as ver. So, ver is vi, viste, vio, compared to di, diste, dio, and vimos, visteis, vieron, compared to dimos, disteis, dieron. So, I can ask you another question, Cara, here. Antonio te dio un regalo?
Sí, me dio un regalo.
Muy bien. Well done. You changed that from te dio to you, he gave. Okay, so dio, he gave. Di, I gave. Diste, you gave. Dio, he gave. Dimos, we gave. Disteis, you all gave. Dieron, they gave. So, te dio, to you, he gave. Un regalo.
Sí,
Un regalo is?
A present.
Yeah, a gift, a present. Antonio te dio un regalo.
Sí, Antonio me dio chocolate.
Chocolate, ¿eso es todo?
No, y las flores.
Y muy bien, te dio flores.
Sí.
Sí, muy bien. Muy romántico, ¿no?
Claro que sí.
Ok. ¿Y tú le diste a Antonio un regalo? Can you work out what that means?
Did you give Antonio a present?
Exactly. Now, le diste, to him you gave, and I just put in an a Antonio to Antonio to make it very clear who we were talking about here. ¿Y a Antonio le diste un regalo?
Sí, le di un regalo.
Un regalo. ¿Qué le diste?
Le di un libro.
Okay, did you give him a book, Cara?
No,
But could you remember the word for whatever it was you did give him?
no.
So you just made it up.
Yes, I gave him cinema tickets.
Cinema tickets, okay.
Yeah.
Billetes de cine. But the thing is, you made it up. You were able to speak. That's the most important thing. It doesn't really matter if you tell fibs when you're speaking a foreign language. The important thing is that you communicate. Muy bien. Okay, let's run through all these verbs because we've done quite a lot today. Let's go back to hacer. Hice, hiciste, hizo. Hicimos, hicisteis, hicieron.
Hice, hiciste, hizo. Hicimos, hicisteis, hicieron.
Okay, and we'll just run through that again in Latin American pronunciation. So that's hice, hiciste, hizo, hicimos, hicisteis, hicieron.
Hice, hiciste, hizo. Hicimos, hicisteis, hicieron.
Muy bien. Just one wee thing there. Watch the third person there. It's hizo or hizo.
Hizo.
It's not hizo. Okay, it's different from some of the other verbs because remember with hablar, we said habló and put the stress on habló. But with hizo, the stress is on the first syllable. Hizo
Hizo.
or hizo.
Hizo.
So then we looked at ir and we had, can you remember what I went was?
Fui.
Fui, fuiste, fue.
Fui, fuiste, fue.
Fuimos, fuisteis, fueron.
Fuimos, fuisteis, fueron.
Muy bien. So that was ir in the preterite tense. I went, you went, he, she, it went, and so on. Then we looked at ver. Ver means,
To see.
so that became vi, viste, vio.
Vi, viste, vio.
Vimos, visteis, vieron.
Vimos, visteis, vieron.
Okay, and finally, we looked at dar, which was, Cara, can you remember?
To give.
Can you go through the whole conjugation, please?
I think so. Di, diste, dio. Dimos, disteis, dieron.
Muy bien. And just to revise one particular thing, or review rather, one particular thing, if we say, I gave to him, how would you say?
Le di.
Muy bien, le di. And you can say a plus the person's name to make it more clear. Le di a Antonio, or a Antonio le di.
A Antonio le di.
Okay, or indeed I could say a Raquel le di.
A Raquel le di.
Notice it's the same word le for to him and to her. Le di a Raquel le di.
Le di a Raquel le di.
Okay. And if we looked at he gave me, you would say?
Me dio.
Me dio. If you say, what did he give you?
Te dio.
Te dio. Okay, ¿qué te dio?
Que te dio.
¿Qué te dio? Muy bien, perfecto. So let's just run through some of what we've been looking at today with a conversation here. Entonces, a ver, Cara, ¿qué tal la fiesta de San Valentín?
Muy bien.
¿Romántico?
Sí, muy romántico.
¿Qué hiciste con Antonio?
Fuimos al cine y vimos una película. Después Fuimos a un restaurante.
¿Fuisteis a un restaurante español?
Sí.
Y entonces, ¿qué comisteis en el restaurante?
Comimos paella.
Muy bien, ok. ¿Y qué tal la paella?
Delicioso.
Deliciosa es la paella, ok.
Deliciosa.
O muy rica, también se puede decir rica de comida, rica.
Muy rica.
Muy rica, perfecto. Entonces, comisteis paella y después del restaurante, ¿fuisteis a alguna discoteca o algo así?
Sí.
Y entonces, ¿qué hicisteis en la discoteca?
Bailamos.
¿Y bailasteis hasta qué hora?
Hasta las 2.
Muy bien, hasta las 2 de la... Can you remember what the word was for early morning? Madrugada. Hasta las 2 de la madrugada.
Sí.
Muy bien. Fue muy romántico.
Muy romántico.
Perfecto. Now, you'll notice I said fue muy romántico there. What's fue?
It's from the verb ir, so it means he went.
Yeah, it doesn't quite sound right there, does it? But in actual fact, fue can mean both he went or he was. Now, this is kind of complicated, and in this situation it means it was. Okay? Fue muy romántico. It was very romantic. In actual fact, ser, to be, in the past, in the preterite rather, works exactly the same as ir in the past. So, fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fuisteis, fueron. I was, fui.
Fui.
You were, fuiste.
Fuiste.
Fue, he or she or it was.
Fue.
Fuimos, fuisteis, fueron.
Fuimos, fuisteis, fueron.
Don't worry too much about this at the moment. Just learn to understand it, because if you're translating it was or he was, there are quite a few possibilities. So if you just concentrate for the time being on understanding fue interesante, fue romántico, fue, and so on, and you'll be fine with that. ¿Vale?
Sí.
Coffee break español.
So now you can talk about what you did, where you went, and so on. And these verbs are so important that you really do need to be able to use them virtually every day.
And you don't always have to embarrass people by asking them personal questions.
It was all in the interests of education, Cara.
Moving swiftly on, don't forget that there's lots more content on our website if you want to get more out of your Coffee Break Spanish experience. Just visit www.coffeebreakspanish.com to access our bonus materials, which are part of our premium content.
Also, if this is your first experience of Coffee Break Spanish with us, then you can access all the materials right from Lesson 1 on our website. That's around 30 hours of free lessons. And you won't get this amount of structured content anywhere else on the web, certainly not for free.
We'll leave it there for tonight.
As ever, we hope you've enjoyed the show, and we'll be back again soon with more Coffee Break Spanish.
In the meantime, muchas gracias como siempre y hasta pronto.
Adiós!
Coffee break español.
This podcast was brought to you by the Radiolingua Network. Find out more at www.radiolingua.com.